Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Let me know who's tapping in on tonight. I know it's late, but it's urgent. Let me know who's tapping in on tonight. Give me just 1 second to send myself some information and then get started on these other platforms real quick. I'm not going to try to be here that long. Hey, Mama, love you. We'll call you tomorrow morning. Who is that? It just says Facebook user. It just says Facebook user. Let me send over some information really quickly to myself. Nene, hi, baby. And yes, call me tomorrow. I want you to stay on here, okay? I want you to stay on here. Just give me a second. Some of this information I'm going to have to try to come back and share with y'all. Good evening, Sister Paula. All right, now let me I need y'all to share this. I know it's late, okay? Let me turn the camera off just for 1 second. Give me maybe a minute or less, and I'll be right back on. All right, peoples. My apologies. I needed to go ahead and get what I'm going to share with you guys here on tonight, just in one place, so that I'm not here as long. I know it's been a few days, and I want to address this first. Many of you guys know, I want to say welcome first. Let me say that. Welcome to you all first. To those that are just tapping in for the very first time, you don't even know what this is about. I'm going to be sharing some urgent information. I do know that it is late. So I'm going to be respectful of your time, but I believe this is something that everybody needs to know, and you need to know right now, okay? We're down to like days, literally. However, many of you guys do know, some of you guys do not know. Let me start this over here. April is the month that both of my sons passed away. I'll say this in the most sweetest, respectfulest way that I can possibly say this. Okay? What's going on TikTok? What's going on Instagram? I'm in so much pain. I really am. I don't feel like talking to nobody. I don't feel like emailing nobody. I don't feel like text messaging nobody. I don't feel like doing any of that. Right now, more than ever, all I need to do is be still. And I need God in my life more than I have ever needed him in my life. I don't think that nobody could imagine, and I hope that you don't ever have to imagine losing your children, not one but two, and losing them 9 days apart. It's not business for me as usual, okay? It's all about surviving. It's about using wisdom. It's about living. It's about not allowing the enemy to break me, because that's what his intended purpose is, to break me. And it is a hard task. It's not easy. You got to be powered by the Spirit for real to be able to endure something like that. And I say it all the time. I'm not looking for nobody's sympathy. You feel what I'm saying? I get through without you. I'm getting through without you. So I'm not here looking for sympathy. I'm asking for respect. I'm in so much pain. You might get cussed out. It hurts that bad. This is the type of pain you can't put a Band-Aid on. This is the type of pain that drugs and alcohol and all of the other stuff that people use to cover their pain, it don't help. This is a real raw pain that you got to embrace, baby. This is a cross that you got to carry. You got to kiss this cross. You got to embrace it. You got to get up every single day and say, I'm going to live. This is a forever type of situation, and it's not easy. So respectfully, I'm asking everybody, I don't care who you are, okay? I don't care what your issue is. It's not as urgent as my issue, keeping my family together. We don't participate in Easter at all, but my son died on Easter last year. That was a whole situation by itself. Now the actual day of the 9th, and then turn around 9 days later and grieve another child that was killed in the same month, and his murderers are still out here murdering other people. You feel what I'm saying? There is no justice. My son's murderers are not just regular smugglers. No, they in high positions. And that's another topic for another day. But every single day, don't get it misconstrued. It is every single day. Every single day. It's a sacrifice to say I'm gonna stay on the straight and narrow. I'm gonna keep my head on the swivel. I'm gonna trust in you with all of my heart, my mind, my soul, and my spirit. Lead me when I cannot lead myself. And when you don't hear from me, I ain't went nowhere. I'm in recovery. Understood? Everybody type that. She's in recovery, because some people do not respect that 100%. They think I'm a machine. Since my son died last year, I have still been showing up consistently to serve the people. No, I'm going to absolutely take my rest on this one. I'm going to take my rest on this one. And I'm going to heal so I can heal the appropriate way. It has different stages, and I'm in the angry stage, okay? I'm in the angry stage because I'm a mama that do not understand. I really don't. I'm a mama that do not understand when I look at other women and I look at other men and I see that they are sharing their photos of their children. That provokes me to jealousy. I'm not going to lie. It provokes me to jealousy because I always wonder why I cannot have my children. I always wonder, why did this happen? Why did this happen? I trust you, God, but why? I gave you every single thing, everything. I said yes over and over and over again. I still say yes to this day. There is nothing else that can be taken from me that will make me say anything other than yes. My children. I'm a mother of 9 children minus the 2 that are now waiting on me. I have younger children. I have older children. They are devastated. They don't know how to live their life. This is a new normal life that we all got to live. And me being the matriarch, I got to make sure my family is straight. I got to make sure my kids are good. Most people don't understand that. From last year to this year, my husband went down 100 pounds without even dieting. Do you understand? While out here building, you didn't have people with evil intentions against somebody that show up to help people in real life. I don't take anything from anybody. I have showed up consistently in real life, putting myself out there. Why the hell do you think the enemy would even come and try to attack me if I was not no threat to him? If he didn't want me to go sit down and shut up and leave his people that he already got entangled alone. People don't look at it in a spiritual aspect. It's all about me, mine's mine. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is surviving and getting through. And getting through. You will never, ever understand this amount of pain. You cannot compare it. And this ain't no disrespect. If your mama passed away, it's not the same, okay? If your daddy passed away, it's not the same. If your spouse passed away, it's not the same. Those are all different type of soul ties. That's why they have a name for everything else other than somebody who lose their kid. If you lose your spouse, you become a widow. If you lose your parents, you become an orphan. If you lose your kid, you just become a mother or father that experienced child loss. There's no freaking name for it. And it's painful. And I'm in a lot of pain. This pain hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Some days, you talk about PSTD, it's a real thing, okay? It's real. I'm not afraid to admit it. It's a real thing. Have you ever been in so much pain that you can't hear, sir? You just can't hear no noises. You just need total peace. You just need to collect your thoughts. You just feel like everything is about to because you in so much pain. I got to look at my children on a photo. And I'm so angry because I don't get any new photos. I got to look at the same old photos. You never even would imagine you not being able to remember what your child sound like. Because you hear them every day until you can't hear them. You get mad at the fact that it's 6 years. 6 years. You got another year. Okay. So this is how this whole grief thing works. I don't care if you're a psychologist or none of that. I don't care about any of that. If you ain't went through this, baby, you don't understand. Your books ain't prepared you for this. Because this thing will allow you to feel good for a day. You know, like after the first after it first happened, the first experience, when it first happened, and your whole damn life is traumatized. It's like, boom, it's turned upside down. You went from this way of living to now you have to face this way of living, and living without somebody that you wholeheartedly love, that you wouldn't even be able to imagine yourself living without. Now you got to go from this to that, okay? And this ain't the urgent. This is what I'm getting out, because people don't respect people's space. And since you don't know how to use common sense, I got to teach you how to treat me in my grieving period. I got to make you respect my grief, okay? That it is not about your business right now. That it is about me surviving and making sure me and my family recover. Because it's a continual death. It ain't just a one-time thing. It happens over and over again. So let me explain it to you. The initial stage is where your life just was rocked upside down. Imagine just somebody turning you upside down, and now you got to learn how to stand right side up. So now you in a twilight zone. You walking around here, people see you, but you really ain't alive. You have life, but you ain't alive. Whatever was connected to you, soul tied to you that died in you. Facts. So now you got to learn how to live your life or relive your life with something missing and something dead. So that's the initial state, right? Then after that state, you in shock maybe 3 to 6 months. Some people longer. It's a fight. You gotta train your mind that this ain't gonna break me. This ain't gonna kill me. You gotta still get up. You gotta comb your hair. You gotta get dressed. You gotta take care. You gotta remember you got other kids. If you quit, they're gonna fall. You gotta remember all of this. You can't even go grieve properly, because you still gotta fight for everybody else that's connected to you. So you can't even grieve properly. You can't go and even just let this just soak in that this is my reality. Can't do that. And why am I saying all of this? Because this is going to lead up to where we're going and why we're urgently here tonight this late. They didn't got my kids, okay? That's why I'm fighting, because they didn't got mine's a lack of knowledge. They didn't got mine's ignorance, okay? They didn't got mine's. Don't let them get yours. That's why I sound the alarm. I will never stop. Do you understand me? You don't get to do that to my children, and then I just go sit somewhere quietly and just deal with this life of pain. I wish the hell I would. That's not my portion. That's not my portion. I will never, ever do that. I will ride for the rest of my life about my kids, period. And if I can take a few along the way with me, then mission accomplished. Every time we change somebody's financial future, every time we educate somebody, thank you, Father. This one's for you. This one's for you. This one's for you. This is the lick back. So you go through that 3 to 6 months. And like I said, your mindset you gotta trick your mind into you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. And then it'll go from having no good days to allowing you to have maybe a good day. And then you'll go 2 or 3 bad days, and then you'll have another good day. And then you'll go from that good day to having a good week. Ooh, I got through a whole week and had a good week, and I didn't break down. And then it'll allow you to go from having a good week to having good weeks. And then it'll allow you to have a good month. In between time, still, round it up, it equals out to a month in between the maybe day or so that you have a bad day. And then it'll go to letting you have a couple months, okay? And then right when that year come back around, it's back to square one, baby. It's back to square one. The pain is real as it was 6 years ago, as real as it was a year ago, because you are reminded that on this day, my life changed. On this day, I buried something that came out of me that I gave life to. I buried something. I put it in the ground, never to be seen in this earth existence. And then don't think about what's going on underneath the ground, because that's a whole nother traumatic experience. That's something you nurtured That's something you kiss. That's something. Yeah, it's tough. I just need a moment to just breathe. I just need one moment. All right. My life has not been the same since that moment. And then to turn around and have another child die in the same month, 9 days prior to the one that passed away 9 days later from a system. This wasn't no black on black crime. This wasn't no gang banging crime. This wasn't no I stole something and got caught and somebody smoked me crime. This wasn't no a drunken driver hit me crime. This wasn't no I was speeding and killed myself type of crime. This wasn't no I was bullied type of crime. No. This was a systemic crime. A well thought out plot. How we can eliminate and eradicate and put children on drugs and legally prescribed their death sentence, literally. This is a systemic crime. And these people have put me in a lot of pain. It's not enough to see what they've already done. That this system has eradicated and eliminated history, our identity. So that you have a whole generation, a whole nation that don't know their identity. This is bigger than anything. And I vowed that I would fight for mine. and not just be selfish to fight for mine, but to care enough about yours. Because at the end of the day, I don't ever want y'all to feel this. Never. I don't never want you to feel this. And a lot of the times, why? Our kind suffer so much. It's because we are uneducated and we are poor. So I didn't come to attack them as a people. I came to dismantle their system in real time. If you created a system that keeps us in bondage and keeps us in your prisons and keeps us in your graveyards, then I came to dismantle that system. And I will never stop. I will never stop until the very end. And so with that being said, the reason why I'm here is because, like I said, my son's murderers are still plotting and planning on hurting people. And you know what? At this point in time, they don't care what the color of your skin is. The devil got an agenda. And his agenda is to steal, kill, and destroy. Period. That's his agenda. Now, y'all know that there's a solar eclipse. Is there anybody that don't know that a solar eclipse will take place in 5 days? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. There's a bunch of wicked activity already going on in the atmosphere. If your eyes ain't awake to see it physically, your body, your vibrations, which y'all people call y'all vibrations, your energy definitely is in tune with nature. That's why when it's raining, you want to sit at the house and chill and rest. When it's sunny outside, you want to get energetic and you want to get active. You want to ride with the top down because we connected to nature. And by the storms and the weather patterns that's been going on, I know I'm not the only one been feeling extra drained. Sleep patterns been all the way off. I'm not a person that lose sleep. I never have. The house can be on fire. Wake me up tomorrow when I get all of my rest. I have been that type of person. I go to bed very early because I rise very early. But sleep patterns been all the way off. All the way off. Okay? I'm not Sister Ann. Look, it's a respect thing on mine, okay? I respect what you believe in, who you serve. I'm just asking that you respect mine, okay? I'm not here to recruit not a single soul. We all grown. We all gonna give an account. We all gonna stand and give an account, okay? I'm not joining no Nation of Islam because it was not the Nation of Islam that saved my life when I died, July 29, 2002. So it's a hard pass for me. It was Yeshua HaMashiach that saved my life. Jesus the Christ is what they call him. That's who it was that saved my life. So respectfully, it's the kingdom of God on mine. You may say that they the same people. That's what you believe. I'm not here to push none of that. But I ain't joining no allegiances. I ain't joining none of that. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up. I don't join these Christian indoctrination camps. I'm a kingdom baby. Period. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is my Father. And his son, Yeshua HaMashiach, who they also call Jesus the Christ, is my Lord and Savior. That's it. The kingdom of heaven is where I come from. This earth is not my own. I'm just a sojourner making noise and disrupting and leaving my footprint in the sand of time. That's it. I ain't here to be, you can't even persuade me otherwise. Like, I'm sold out, for real, for real. It's not even up for discussion. I don't read no other books. I don't do none of that, okay? For the simple fact, out of respect for my God, like, period, point blank. Out of respect for my Father. If I do, I'm led to read them for educational purposes so that I may give an account to every man who asks me why I believe. But outside of that, nah. Okay. But much respect to everybody. And I say it respectfully. 10 toes down over here, straight up. I'm blood washed, can't be persuaded. Okay. Now the solar eclipse, there's so much that I can say and so much that I cannot say. I would preferably like to hold a Zoom to show you guys the information because these platforms be tripping out. They all work together. And one thing is this. They all in bed with each other. And they all know the plans, and that's why they will silence you, mute you, ban you, restrict you. They'll do all of the nine to keep you from telling the truth. So I'm going to say this in a way that you might have to use your discernment, okay? I'm going to just say that. Somebody just try to and that's what I'm saying. Every time I get over here, it's like, oh, okay, somebody try to connect to my phone over here. It's just a bunch of foolishness. But I don't care. I say this publicly and I say this out loud. I don't care who's spying, who peeping. I don't care who recording. I don't care about none of that. I know that these platforms are not my platforms. Nevertheless, you devils better hear this and hear this clearly. You will never, ever silence me. You will never, ever silence me. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm too defended to be defeated. And when you come up against me, you're not coming up against me. You're coming up against the one who resides in me. So I take no offense at it, but I will never, ever be silenced. I don't care nothing about your platforms. You make them, I'll figure out a way to make one. It's that simple, just like you figured out a way to make one. You will never, ever, I will never bow these knees to Baal. Never. I will never do that. So y'all got the wrong one, the right one and the wrong one at the same time. Nice try. I don't care about none of that. I'll tell you to your face. You ain't even got to record it. I'm sold out in real life. I'm one of those kind. I'm not some religious nut out here. For real, for real. I'm sold out in real life. What else do I got to lose? I know that the enemy is real. Just like I know that my Father is real. I've seen him with my own eyes. That's why you can't convince me otherwise. Because I know that he's real. I know that there is no power other than the Most High that is keeping me clothed in my right mind. I done been through too many traumatic experiences. I should be in a hospital. I should be doped up somewhere. Real talk. There is no explanatory you can't explain how a woman that has been that traumatized with that much trauma and still be clothed in her right mind, full of wisdom and full of love and full of the spirit of the living God. There's no way. I can't even give you an explanation. Still be willing to fight on behalf of his people. Because y'all not my people, y'all his people. He love you either way, regardless, whether you believe or you don't. So to fight on behalf of his people, to stand up for injustices, to say, you know what, they did it to mine, they ain't going to do it to yours. You don't even know what type of what type of torment that the enemy brings when you out here fighting for people, and he be like, you couldn't save yours though. Oh, that's a whole nother warfare. That's a whole nother warfare. Just so you know, you got to be mentally fortified in your mind to be able to survive this. And that's why a lot of people don't travel down this journey. They rather go pay people to lie to them. They rather believe, let me receive handouts. You just take care of me. No, because this ain't for the faint. And this ain't for no punks up over here. It really ain't. I tell gangbangers, you not hard. No, you not hard. Because you can see yours. The enemies that I'm fighting, I can't see them. Imagine fighting enemies you can't see. And standing tall through it all. Now that's gangster, okay? And none of your homeboys then laid their life for you, then picked it back up. Now that's gangster. No, I'm good. That's why I got out of the hood, for real. Y'all ain't real. Y'all out here fighting over some street signs that don't even belong to you. That's dumb. When your blood is spilt on the ground, they're going to come out there and clean up their streets. Do you understand me? Clean up their blocks. Keep their blocks nice and clean. Okay? And while y'all fighting each other, y'all going to end up in the same two places, either prison or the cemetery together in real life. This has all been a big skit. Blow that up Shorty's behind, because we all should be too tall for that by now. All of these things that they got planned. Now, solar eclipse. 5 days. And the last time I was here, I explained the prophetic significance of the solar eclipse, how this nation has been marked. Okay? First solar eclipse in 2017. Made a line that way. Now this one's going to make a line this way. X marks the spot, okay? It's like a crossroad. Boom. Just like that. There's no such thing as coincidence, okay? You can't make this up. Why the solar eclipse couldn't have made a T, okay? Why couldn't have made a O? Why couldn't have made a zigzag? It's going to make a direct X. Now, whether you believe this or not, that's your problem. But let me tell you who do believe it. These scientists. Because I tell y'all all the time, you ain't got to be a believer to use the principles. They use the principles. They know prophetically what's getting ready to go down, right? It's written in that good book that people choose to avoid. And like I said, I'm not here to recruit you, but I dare you to go fact check me. I dare you to go read about what's happening and getting ready to happen. See, the moon and the stars, they were given to us for signs from the heavens. Okay, when y'all see these signs, this is how I'm moving. When y'all see these signs, this is what I'm doing. They were given to us for signs. Yes, for light, but for signs. So now that these people who don't like light, they like darkness. Okay? Now that these people know these signs. No, the first solar eclipse was not in 2017. The last one was. The first solar eclipse was prehistoric, pre-dinosaur ages. So no, it was not the first one. It was the last one, 2017. The last solar eclipse made a line. And then now this one's going to make an X across this nation. The last one also did not hit any other country but America. This one so happens to touch Mexico a little bit and Canada a little bit, but all of America, pretty much in a sense, okay? It ain't going to be visibly seen, but X marks the spot. America. Tag, you're it. So if that ain't, I ain't gonna say bad enough. Excuse me. If that ain't something, and if they don't know the times, then why in the world would they be opening up they large, the LHC, the Large Hadron Corridor, okay, CERN. Let me give you some history about CERN. Now, CERN believed that they can investigate particles and matter. Just stay with me. We're going somewhere real quick, okay? They are scientists who believe in the paranormal. They are scientists who believe that we can drill holes into the earth and allow entities to come in and for human beings to pass through portals into places nobody should want to travel. And they are going to start up their Large Hydrogen Collider on April the 8th. As if these people telling us that we will not be without phone, that we ought to have food for weeks, that we ought to have gas and fuel, that we ought to prepare pretty much for an attack for a solar eclipse. There ain't never been this much preparation for nothing. If that was the case, why did the Boston Marathon thing happen? Why y'all couldn't protect that? See, they want us all discombobulated and distracted with Puff Daddy. If Puff, listen, whatever happens to that man, then let it happen. Why are you trying to distract us with that so much? And not only that, trying to distract us with all of these trial cases with Donald Trump, okay? And all of these Letitia James and all of these Fonnie Willis, they think we plumb dumb. Meanwhile, y'all know that the Most High, when you got a full solar eclipse, that means judgment on the nation. That's what that means. Judgment on a nation for a full solar eclipse, okay? When you got a partial solar eclipse, that means judgment or the Most High speaking to Israel. But when you have a full solar eclipse, and not just a full one, but one that came through this bad boy in 2017 and put a mark on it, okay? And then now it's going to come back 7 years later and finish off that mark. Now you people, gotta watch what I say, because they watching what I say. So now you people that are not the light want to take a moment and say, oh yeah, the Most High, because them sun, moon, and the stars is put there as signs. And this is written. And this is written. According to how the sun and the moon finna line up, and how the solar eclipse finna happen, and how this solar eclipse is going over 7 cities called Nineveh. And then how that good book says that this generation, this evil and wicked generation, seek for a sign, but they shall get none, except that of Jonah. Well, what happened with Jonah? Jonah didn't want to preach repentance to the the Assyrians in Nineveh. So because he didn't want to preach it, he ended up in the well of a belly of a whale for 3 days in total darkness and 3 nights. Okay? If you go do your research, you'll find out that that's when a solar eclipse happened. Okay? You'll find that out. That was a solar eclipse. Also, you'll find out. Y'all just stay with me real quick. Okay? Y'all just stay with me real quick. You'll also find out that when God got ready to judge Pharaoh, there also was a solar eclipse. Okay? He told Moses, go ahead and point that staff towards the heavens. And 3 days of darkness will come upon the land. And for 3 days and 3 nights, it was so dark that they was terrified. Petrified is the word. Probably that ain't even put no justice on it. They couldn't even see each other. Straight up in the scriptures. It said while it was dark on the Egyptians, the Israelites had life and they was living in the place that God told them to get to. So those predate the solar eclipse. Y'all go do the research on Google. It's there. It's there. So now bring us back to right now, okay? Now we got a solar eclipse getting ready to hit all these cities. First eclipse went through 7 cities called Salem, which means peace. But now 7 cities called Nineveh. Let me get you the scripture, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody get the scripture, okay? In the book of Jonah, that's the first eclipse. If you go back and you look at, matter of fact, let me get you the scripture, beloved. Okay. I'm going to read with you, okay? I'm going to read with you. Exodus 10. Exodus 10, that's where we're going. Exodus 10. Okay? Let me pull it up over here. Exodus 10. Then I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see it with me. I always want y'all to fact check me, okay? And trust me, I'm a real Berean. That's why these tricks can't trick me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I got to study for myself. That's what we commanded to do. That's what we commanded to do. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? I ain't preaching. I'm just laying some truth. So Exodus 10:20. Let me turn this camera around over here so you can see it with me. Flip camera, and then let me go ahead and share this over here so y'all can see. I'm gonna give you the truth, not Dr. T's truth, but the truth. Okay. In Exodus 10:20, we go back to 9. Pharaoh didn't want to let God's people go. It's the same similar circumstances happening over here. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing. Okay. But it says, but the Lord hardens Pharaoh's heart. After Moses went to him and said, look, God said, look, let my people go. Said, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go. Sound familiar? Let's go to the next one. 10:21. So then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand towards the sky so that darkness spreads over Egypt, darkness that can be felt. Okay, we're going on 22. So Moses stretched out his hand towards the sky, and total darkness covered all of Egypt for 3 days. Let's keep going. No one could see anyone else or move about for 3 days. Yet all of the Israelites had light in the places that they lived. Now, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Can you imagine? Everybody else around you is in total darkness, but you got light and life. All your firstborn is dying, but all mine is living and growing. Oh, baby, I'm going somewhere with this. So y'all just stay with me, honey, because the plagues is coming. These are plagues that this nation is getting ready to see. And because we live here, it will affect us, especially if we ain't tapped in and listening to what the Most High then said to do. He gives direction and instruction to those who belong to him. Now, everybody does not. And if you don't, here's a warning for you. Okay? We go right on back over there. Hold on, let me pull this up for you. Let me stop sharing. Hold on, let me pull this up for you right quick. Okay? Okay. Joel 2:31 also says the sun will be darkened and the sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Most High. Okay? That's another eclipse. Oh, yes, and oh, yes. I think the name of that eclipse that happened in Exodus is called I got the name. Let me see if I got it over here. Hold on one second. Y'all know I come with facts and truth. I'm going to tell you. So you can go look it up too. Just bear with me one moment. I think I sent it to myself. I hope I did. Excuse me. Let me see. Hold on. I didn't send it to myself. I think it was called something ZELLE. Let me see if I can find it. If I don't have it tonight, I got it for you tomorrow, okay? What's it, the pen? Okay, a little something like that. I'm going to find it for y'all tomorrow, okay? I'm going to tell you the exact name of the eclipse. I'm going to tell you the exact name of the eclipse now, so I stay on track. Because they know that judgment is here. I don't care which way you look at it. I tell you, everybody under the sound of my voice, you gonna see things that you ain't never seen before. And how long have I been saying that? Somebody put that in the chat. How long have I been saying that we get ready to see things we ain't never seen before? These devils then decided to open up a portal on April the 8th using CERN. They're going to take these two hydrogen colliders and crash them like that at a full speed to bust a hole so that they can investigate dark matter. They say we're going to open a door for something to either enter, or we're going to open up a door for something to go in to that other side. They have been fascinated with dark matter their whole existence. You understand? That ain't the kicker, though. That ain't the kicker. NASA is getting ready to launch 3 missiles on April the 8th at the solar eclipse. 45 minutes before, 45 minutes during the eclipse, and 45 minutes after. And guess what? The name of their mission is called APEP. APEP. But let me bag up. Let me bag that up. CERN. CERN is located in Switzerland, Geneva. It is the biggest machine in the world. It has so much nuclear radioactivity that if you get too close to it, it will snatch all of the feelings out of your mouth and my mouth and everybody else's mouth. It is the biggest machine ever built. And these sick people is about to open up a realm that should not be opened on April the 8th. Because they know prophetic times, signs, and seasons. And that ain't it. See, April the 22nd is the day of Passover. And I've been saying this. After Passover, you're going to see a whole bunch of unaliving. You're going to see a whole bunch of people that we know, you know, we like. Why? Because it's plagues. Whoever don't get themselves together in the time allotted, then the enemy is called the spirit of the destroyer. And that comes from Exodus as well. When he told the children of Israel to seek refuge in their house, apply the blood upon their doorposts, what was significant for being under the blood. Wherever I see myself, wherever I see my blood, I will not harm, and not even a dog will bark over it. But wherever I don't see my blood, it's on site. It's on and popping. I gave it to y'all the modern day terminology way. Hey, whoever ain't in me and wherever I don't see myself in real life, then yeah, the destroyer. Let me go give y'all that. This all goes together because the place where they got this machine is located in an area that a deity named Shiva, who is the goddess or god, it's a male, female, goddess, called the destroyer. I'm going to bring receipts because I got them. Trust and believe. I'm going to bring receipts because I have been studying them. The goddess of Shiva, they did a whole ritual, a whole ceremony. And the place that they over used to be where the god Shiva, right? The place that it used to be named was Apolliana. But in Revelation 9, it says, and the key was given to the king over that city to the bottomless pit. And guess what the name was? Abaddon, but in the Greek, Apollyon. Now these cats think that they finna open up. And guess what? It's written, so it's going to happen. You can't pray it away. Can't pray it away. You cannot pray scripture away. You cannot pray prophecy away. Cannot. Better get on ship. Better get your house in order. Because it's coming to pass. Not one jot, not one tittle will pass away from this good book till everything comes to pass. I'm not altering it and modifying it to please or appease you. No, ma'am, no, sir. You ain't that important. No, my word I exalt above my name. My name all by itself settles the record. But guess what? I'm going to take it up a notch. My word I exalt above my name. I'm telling you, you and your families better get your households in order. This is the time to call your family together. For real. Now, NASA is launching 3 rockets so that they can see how what sounds it makes and how it reacts to the sun actually being dimmed by the darkness. Y'all could not be that intrigued with Mother Nature that you would play some dangerous games like that. Because didn't the good book say that they will try to make war against God? You think they went into space to just put some Neuralink satellites up there? You think that they got these missiles and these deadly nuclear weapons and stuff? You think that? And now they gonna shoot some rockets at the eclipse? I beg to differ. That's why we ain't gonna have no communication. Now it makes sense why the chemical reaction special agency gonna be out in the streets, why the National Guards is gonna be out in the streets, why FEMA is gonna be out in the streets. Yeah, why you ain't gonna be able to call 911, why you ain't gonna be able to get no food, why the hospitals, why you ain't gonna be able to get no bed at the hospital. How they predicting that the hospitals gonna be full? Why you ain't gonna be able to get no gas? Why you ain't gonna be able to talk on the phone to your loved ones? And if that ain't something, why did you name the mission of this APEP? Because if you go look up that God, which is a Greek god, APEP, that's the God of destruction. So now they got CERN opening up called the God of Destroyer. And then they got NASA going ahead and launching called APEP, the God of Destruction. You can't make this stuff up. I dare you to go fact check me right now. I dare you to. I dare you to. I dare you to go fact check me. I dare you to go and fact check me. Now you gonna release, and why it gotta be on April the 8th? Why out of all days do all of this stuff gotta be on April the 8th? As if not to mention, I dare y'all to go look up that the devil's comet is supposed to be coming to Earth. All at the same time. Is that a coincidence? The devil's comet is supposed to almost miss the Earth or fly through the Earth on April the 8th. And you got the devil's comet, you got CERN that's going to put these two large, the last time they tried to do this, the people that was operating it started hallucinating, so they had to shut down. It has been shut down, I believe, since 2012. And now all of a sudden on April the 8th, they're going to crank this bad boy up. And they want to know what's holding the world together. They want to know what's holding the world together. They about to F around and find out. But that spells danger for us. You see how they took all that money and built them some stuff to make war against the Most High and his people? And if you think the bridge accidents is accidents, then you sleep. Because that's another situation. Food, medication, organs that need to be transported by waterways, it's at a halt. And did y'all know the I-489, it burnt up too? Huh? And then that they just had a barge hit in Oklahoma and almost took out that bridge. And if that was not enough, they tell you, keep your kids at home from school. No kids. If you in transportation, because we in transportation, there will be no shipments. going in or out of Texas. You ain't moving nothing. No freight. No freight. No freight will move on that day. Have you ever seen them stop the world for a solar eclipse? And it's happening in 5 days. Matter of fact, it's 12 o'clock. It's happening in 4 days. All of these things. It's happening simultaneously in 4 days. You better believe that's something that we ain't ever seen. I'm talking about on another level of evil. Do y'all hear me tonight? Can you hear me tonight? On another level of evil. For me to be in this much pain and still come by here and tell you, whether you knew it, whether you knew some of it, whether you didn't know it. But if that ain't enough, some 17-year-old and 13-year-old cicadas will come out of the ground and infiltrate. Y'all know what cicadas are? Anybody know what cicadas? On April the 8th, 2 17-year-old, they came out in 17 years. And one ain't came out in 13 years. Cicadas. They're going to come out of the ground and swarm the places. Cicadas are locusts. Now, what that reminds y'all of? The locusts. And then where this eclipse is traveling the path is where the Civil War ended. The first one traveled the path of where the Civil War started. Now the second one is going to travel the path of where the Civil War ended. Real soon, we're going to wake up and things going to be different. They haven't been out since 1803. They have been locusts. It's a plague. It is a plague. That's what the signs are. That I'm judging this nation. So that's why you see plagues. Same plagues in Exodus. Did not they have locusts? Yeah. Did not they have an eclipse? Yes. Was not they waters touched so that sea life could not produce fishermen and all that activities? Yeah. Was not they cattle touched? Yeah. How many of y'all just seen all them cows? Sick. Can't be used for nothing. Plagues. If you on the wrong side of the tracks, my brothers and my sisters, I highly admonish you to get on the right side. It's a dangerous time to be indecisive. It's a dangerous time to be unsure. It's a dangerous time to be caught with your pants down. If you play games, playtime is over. My daughter's elementary school switched their half day to April 8th. See? For what? My grandkids in California don't even got school on April 8th. Now, let me tell you, they got the National Guard, they got the local police, they got the Highway Patrol, they got FEMA, they got a special nuclear weapon agency. They also got a special chemical reaction agency. They say, oh, the chemical reaction agency, the specialized chemical reaction agency is only there in case there be large industrial fires. Now, how could there be large industrial fires? From what? From what? People gathering, and the saddest thing, y'all, the saddest thing is going to be they're going to gather all of these people in these places because these people done gone crazy. I hope it ain't none of y'all. I hope none of y'all trying to go see it. I hope you would be wise enough to stay home. I don't care if it's history. I don't care if it ain't coming back for 44. Don't be dumb, please. Because they know. That's why they say ain't going to be no 911 calls. That's why they say the hospitals. Yeah. The last one that took place, baby, my whole equilibrium was off. Headaches, vomiting, dizziness, whole equilibrium was off. You ain't going to catch me. No, the Most High said sit down and sit still. But he also said prepare. You can't wait till the day of to pray. Let me tell you that right here, right now, beloved. You need to be examining yourself today. There's going to be a shift. And a lot of people ain't going to be able to handle it. A lot of people ain't going to be able to handle it. And that's why you're going to see all that you see take place. You talking about mad? Did y'all just see the man that was caught eating a human leg? You talking about mad? Then they got these people over here on this fentanyl and this trank. Something really, really, really sinister. Real sinister. It's just days away. And my job is to make sure that you're prepared. No matter how much pain I am in. I'm in pain because of them. Yep, they planning to sacrifice them 2 red heifers. I'm telling y'all, everything points to WAR. And I ain't even showed y'all the footage of what's really going on at the border. It's like the hordes of Hades that been opened. And they just waiting to bomb rush. And all these young men. I just want to ask y'all an honest question. Do y'all feel it? Do y'all feel it? Do you feel danger around you? Do you feel like something ain't right? Something's off. Something's coming. Do you feel that? Yes. Live age restricted. Your live may contain themes not suitable for the younger audience and have been age restricted. You see that? Why don't you want people to know the truth? Satan, the Lord rebukes you. How about that? Y'all in trouble too? Trust me. You platforms, judgment, exposure. Yes. And you know what? I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome it. I sure do. It's about time. It's overdue. It doesn't apply to me. You see how the Israelites was chilling? Dr. T's chilling. He done already gave me the blueprint. I've been coming by here for a long time telling y'all. This is what the Most High said to do. I'm finna smash on them so y'all can get what y'all need. Because he did say, when I deliver y'all with my strong hand, that is, you ain't gonna go empty-handed. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all know all of this wisdom and you ain't taking action. Why we ain't plundering them? He said, plunder them. He said, I'll let them build up the wealth for y'all. Why? Because you need those resources. Why? So you can take care of one another. Who's to say we wake up communications go down, then they come back up and everything is just gone. The way of which you know it, the era that you know it. Well, yeah, we've been hit by something, we don't know what it was. We had to implement a new system. We couldn't get that one back up and running. There's no more cash. Y'all better pay attention to bricks. We in so much debt we'll never get out. And they don't care. They said inflation ain't coming down. We just have to deal with it. They in so much debt. Steady printing and printing and sending and sending and printing and sending and printing and sending. It's overwhelming now. It's over 300 and something trillion dollars. When they was just in $1 trillion worth of debt, they said it would take 20 years. All they paying on is insurance. They got to get rid of it. That's why gold has skyrocketed, because gold is God's money. Silver is God's money. Precious metals is God's money. Emeralds and diamonds, see, that's God's wealth. And that's why many of his people don't own it, because it has been kept and hidden by men and women who don't mean us well. They don't care. Work yourself to the last bone. You ought to be spending time with your family. Nothing else should be more important than spending time with your family right about now. Am I saying this is the end of the world? No, because all things have not came to pass yet. It said, but he did say this is the beginning of sorrows. Right after he said that, then he said, you will be hated. You will be kicked out of their meeting places. You will be jailed. You will be. He said, and then after all of that happened, then the end will come. He said, it's the end of an age. It's the end of an era. But hold on, baby dolls. Brace yourself. Here's another second set of judgment. This is when it get real, when men and women and brothers and sisters and mothers and daughters will betray one another unto. I dare you to read it. He said, when you hear about wars and rumors of wars and nations coming up again, no, that ain't the end. That's the end of an era, but it's just the start. It's the beginning of birth pains. It's the beginning of sorrows. Oh, we're just getting warmed up. We're just getting warmed up. See, because those cicadas that's coming out? Yeah, that's written in Revelation 2. Where them locusts is going to be released. And they're going to have faces of men. Yeah, told y'all. Use AI and don't let it be used on you. No. If y'all can make money and take it and then go build you some underground bunkers, and we ain't even touched that. Why did they go build them some underground bunkers last month? Why did FEMA give the cell phone companies and stuff the deadline of April the 8th to have all of their wires and stuff in place? Why did WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram go down today, and then on what is this, April the 1st, Meta went down? Why was Instagram logging people out and kicking people out, huh? Why did Verizon and all these other people lose power and services? Why did the DMV go down, huh? Why do you think all of this? Because they had a deadline. Better meet it by April the 8th. We're 4 days away. Good night, beloved. We don't have time to play. This is an urgent message. If your life is out of order, it's time to get your life in order. And I kid you not, April the 8th is going to kick off, but April the 22nd is when that whole Passover and whatever ain't looking right and dipped in the blood, then a destroyer. Now I said that about the destroyer, okay? Because I want y'all to hear something. I want to show you something. I want you to hear me, read it to you, and then I want you to see it, okay? I'm telling you, that's why the Most High said there is nothing new under the sun. I didn't have to take folks. I didn't have to do this before. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Okay? We're going to jump over to Exodus 12 and 23. Hold on, it took me somewhere else. Exodus 12. I'm a bag it up a little bit. I'm a bag this train up a little bit. Okay? Because he gave them instructions. You want to survive? Let me give you instructions. Now, these instructions, we ain't got to do what they did. Okay? But I'm just showing you the parallel. Does God give instructions, or did he tell everybody, oh, just sit there in your places and I got you? You know what everybody be saying, there's no need to fear, God got us. He do. But he said, you better do this so I can do this. Actually, he told them. Okay? Let me go over the instructions with you, and then I'm going to get to the key. Hold on. Let me go all up here. I'm going to go all the way back to 12 and 12 and okay, 12 and 21. Let me share it over here. I'm going to read it over here for y'all. We're going to read it together. So he's talking about before this, prior to this, to give you some context. He's talking about the days that he has chosen for you to observe. And just in case, okay, because they tricked y'all with Easter. Now let me tell y'all, because I got to say this. They tricked y'all with Easter. They tricked y'all big time. They were so blatantly, I mean, if this was not a sign, beloved, I don't know what else, okay? This was not a sign. I don't know what else, okay? What was supposed to be, especially for the Christians, what was supposed to be celebrated as Easter was now made Transgender Awareness Day. Now, if that was the holy, sacred day, why would you do something like that? We're going to now declare this and make this a national celebrate trans. And many people think that Joe Biden did that, but Joe Biden is not mentally intellectual enough. That's that man in that basement with that headpiece. You know, the one who hates Yeshua HaMashiach. That's him. The same one who gave them a whole month and made that whole law. Y'all know who it is? Put it in the comments if y'all know who it is. Same one who instituted or dedicated June to be proud. When the Most High said pride comes before a fall. Thank you. Thank you, Reggie McLean. He who looks like us, but it's not us. Thank you. Appreciate that. That was him. Okay? So now look, that's why we should only stick to what the Most High told us to do. And look at here, look at here, look at here. Celebrate the festival of unleavened bread, Exodus 12:17, because it was on this very day that I brought your divisions out of Egypt, that I brought your forces out of Egypt, that I brought the nation out of Egypt. Celebrate this day as a lasting ordinance for the generations to come. Did that say celebrate Easter? Did that say celebrating these holidays? No. It say celebrate this one right here, because this one you do in remembrance of when I brought y'all out. That's why you're supposed to celebrate it. And not only are you supposed to celebrate it, but you're supposed to keep this ordinance for generations to come. You're supposed to teach your children's children to obey my ordinances and my statutes. Now let's keep it moving. 12:18, okay? Huh? In the first month, you are to eat bread made without yeast, from the evening of the 14th day until the evening of the 21st day. 7 days. Okay? That's what he's giving. Rules, context. In order for people to know that you belong to me, follow this. Okay? Don't eat no yeast. Don't let it be found in your house. We don't do none of that. Oh, we ain't got to do none of that. That's old covenant. No, he said, keep the ordinances for your generations. And if you go look in another passage of scripture, he says forever. Period. Okay. He just reiterated, eat nothing wherever you live. I don't care if they put you in America. I don't care if they take you to the Bahamas. I don't care if you end up in Canada, Brazil, wherever you live, you must eat unleavened bread. That's an ordinance. That's how I know you paying homage to me. You ain't forgot about me. You ain't going after no other deities. You ain't worshiping and serving no other deities. You worshiping and you serving the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why he made himself very distinct. Let's keep it going. Okay? Let's keep it going. I had a dream about him in 2008, and it was not good either. He was in full-fledged his real self, and it wasn't what we see. So here's where I want to get to. Exodus 12:21. Then Moses summoned, that means called, all the elders of Israel and said to them, okay? Now look at this. Look at this. Did Moses go off and do things by himself and say, yo, bro, my family only, look, forget them? No, he summoned the whole nation. Y'all hear the trumpet? Those that belong, do y'all hear the sounding of the alarm? Go and gather all of the elders, all of them, and say to them, go at once. Go right now. Not tomorrow when you get paid, when you got to wait on your paycheck. No, go at once and select the animals for your families and slaughter the Passover lamb. Here's some instructions for you. I'm getting ready to deliver you, but you better follow these rules. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood in the basin, and put some of the blood on the top and on both sides of the door frame. You know why they had to do this? Because Christ had not entered the scene. None of you shall go out of the door of your house until morning. Instructions. None of you shall go out of your house until morning. Why? When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians. He will see the blood on the top and the sides of the door frame and will pass over that doorway, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your house and strike you down. Did you see that? Did you hear that? He will not. Matter of fact, let me break this thing down like a 12-gauge shotgun. It says, when the Lord, who's going to go through the land? Who's going to go through the land? Y'all put it in the chat. This is judgment. He said, when the Lord, when the Most High go through the land, baby, your hands is too short to box with him. When the Lord, notice it, he didn't say when the angels of the Lord. He said, no, this is a battle for me. Now let me go ahead and put it down on them for what they done to my people. He gave them instructions. Sit your butt down. This is how I want you to prepare that meal. This is how I want you to eat this meal. I want you to have your sandals on your feet. I want you to go to the Egyptians and get all their gold and get all of their silver. And I want you to wait on my call. Okay? So what was that call? What we just read. That's what the call was. When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood, the instructions, the obedience himself. On the top and sides, just think if they would have just did it on the top. Just think if they would have did it on the sides. No, on the top and the sides. Very specific. Of the door frame, and will pass over that doorway. And he will not permit the destroyer to enter your house and strike you down. Anybody that has not followed the instructions will be struck down. Are you hearing me? I didn't say that. That's what the Most High say. Play with it if you want to. This ain't no fear. This is preparation. Play with it if you want to. You're listening to me, so you can't say you didn't know. You are now without excuse. The Most High is calling those that belong to him to get their life and get their house in order, because it's about to go down. But you know what I love about my Father? And not these other ones that got to be fed milk and coffee and got to make you go do things that you shouldn't be doing, all in his name. You know what I love about my Father? It's that while he was smashing on him, he was given his own victory, restoration, deliverance, a reset, put in a rightful place. I had a dream the other night that was so profound. I'm still in shock when I tell you I worshiped for a whole day. I worshiped for a whole day. He had to reveal to me himself what was going to go down. He said some people going to see this and some people going to see that. And what he showed me was glorious. It was glorious. It was glorious. While people was looking up at the sun for signs, there was one sign that they could not see. And it was glorious. I have no words to even describe it. He said there's going to be two types of situations happening at the same time, just like it was then. It was darkness on those who were the oppressors and were the disobedient and the wicked. But it was light and life on those who were obedient. And check this out and hear me clearly. He told them to get to the land of Goshen. And there I will take care of you. Now, Goshen was a place inside of Egypt. So they didn't have to leave Egypt. They just had to get to Goshen. And Goshen means the cultivated place. Goshen means the place where the Most High God feeds you and takes care of you himself, which lets you and I know that if we're not in him, then how can he take care of us? You ain't winging it. You're not just sliding about. You're not going to be able to do what you want to. I'm going to tell you right now. How many of you guys watched me last year have a similar message about what the Most High said about Passover? How many of you guys last year? All you need is 2 or 3 witnesses. If I got 2 or 3 of y'all on here, say, because I don't know who's who. I just know that there's 50 people over here. I just know that it's 40 people over here. I just know that it's 3 or 4 people over here. Okay. How many of y'all heard me say last year? Matter of fact, not only did you hear me say, but we called a whole solemn assembly. I said, bring all your family members. Everybody needs to be on one accord so that they can be marked by God. That's what the solemn assembly was called. Marked means to be exempt from punishment. I was present. Thank you, Sister Cassandra. 2 or 3 witnesses, let his word be established. I know if Jill was on here, I know a lot of people who see the hands is raised. Did I not call? I called for everybody, not even my own family. I'm going to go pull up the receipts. I said the Most High said after this Passover, we're going to see unprecedented deaths. The Passover ended on the 8th. And Easter was celebrated on the 9th, which is a whole nother type of celebration. I want y'all to pay attention to what month predominantly do a lot of people pass away in April. In April. A lot of people pass away in April. Because there is a spirit that is attached. Most of the time, Passover falls in April. It's the beginning of Nisan. If you go look at biblical events that happen in Nisan, in the month of Nisan, it always ties back to bloodshed, period. Passover is on the 22nd of April. Now, certain demonic selves, they don't only want to just test this thing on April the 8th. They say they're going to conclude it on April the 22nd. On Passover. And now I know even more so why the Father told me after Passover, you're going to see unprecedented. He's been preparing me. This is a time to be fasting. This is a time to be praying. It really, truly is. It really, truly is. This is a time to be prepared. You can't just prepare and stock up with food and then be naked spiritually. You can't just be prepared spiritually and be naked physically with food and supplies. You cannot be prepared physically with food and supplies spiritually and then not be prepared health-wise. This is a time to prepare. And if you have wasted a lot of time, not listening, not obeying, not doing what the Most High has told you to do, then I'm going to tell you what the Most High say. Woe unto you. Woe unto you. Go look up the definition of woe. The last person I told this, I said, the Most High said, don't do this, or you will have woe after woe after woe. And the person did it anyway, and had woe after woe after woe. Been released, but I'm telling you now, been released as of now, but has had woe after woe after woe. Woe unto those who think that they can, well, I don't even believe in all of that stuff. Okay, fine. I'll holler, okay? Straight up. Ain't nobody finna argue and debate with you, baby. Look, I'm over here. I'm over here. Peace. Period. I don't care if you believe or not. You're going to hear it so that you cannot stand before the Most High when that time comes and say, I didn't know. No, whether you hear or forbear, you're going to hear. I don't care. And you're not going to be able to stand and say, well, I didn't know, because he's going to show you. Remember her? Remember that situation? Remember when you say, I don't believe in all of that anyway? Even the devil himself believes. Shame on you for not believing. They believe so much so that they prepare missiles and stuff to attack from space and the ground. It's real out here. And one thing that I have heard and one thing that I have implemented is go in and take their wealth and build, because y'all gonna need it. Trust me, they don't have our well-being or our benefit. They do not have our well-being or our benefit. No, they can care less, baby. It's each man for their own. Each man for their own. Work out your own fear. Your own salvation, with fear and trembling. Each man for their own. Your kids is not nobody else's responsibility. You're not nobody else's. We can't blame it on nobody else. If they not doing it, if your family ain't woke, if they don't want to listen, then you need to listen for them. I don't care how mad you are at them. The Most High called you. He opened up your eyes. He gave you his revelation knowledge. He awakened you. Why? Because he knew that you would. So stop worrying about what they doing and build and get busy. He said, go and take the wealth. Why did they need the wealth? Why did they need that gold and that silver? Why did they need them clothes? For 40 years, their clothes never, ever gave out. Ever. They bartered with that gold and that silver. They built tents and all kind of stuff with that gold and that silver. He gave them a reset. Here's your repayment for your hardships. Why are you guys not taking advantage of it? Why? Because I have been. I don't have time to go out there in the system, I'm going to say that. I don't have time to give my talents. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, if your time and your talents go to the B system, then baby, you can't be mad at your reward. You cannot be mad at your recompense. You can't be mad if they turn on you. You can't be mad if they don't care about you. You can't be mad if they don't feed you. You can't be mad. All your money and your time and your energy was spent building up their system. And you never ever thought or sought to take some and build for me outside of this. What if this don't work? I got to have a plan B. That's what a regular adult would do. Especially when the Most High has entrusted you with little people. That's a gift. I trust you to do the right thing. I trust you. Yeah. Why would you waste your time and your days going to go serve slave. And it profits you nothing. You're not even in a position to have extra money for gas. You're not even in a position financially to go stock up on food for 3 weeks. This is devastating, y'all. I'm devastated about what's to come. I'm devastated. And I'm also angry. On top of what I'm dealing with painfully wise with my children, I'm angry at my people. Because we had more than enough time, man. You cannot say that you wasn't warned. I'm mad that here we are at this and we're so unprepared. Real talk. We need to have solar powered packs. We need to have means to communicate. Y'all got family that live in different states and different towns. Phone lines go down and they going down. Then what? Then what? They don't ever give people days off of work. Not out here. Christmas, you might get one. They giving you days off of work. You know this is something. But I really want to tell you it's almost too late, but it's not too late. Why don't y'all use, if you ain't got no extra money, if you need to buy things in haste, I mean, we got bulbs that light up. We charge them up. So y'all turn off the lights if y'all want to. We got light bulbs. And they not, we got stuff, solar power. We got stuff. We got a garage full of stuff. First aid kits, water, non-perishable, stuff to black out our windows. You need colloidal silver. You need to have a plan. How am I going to contact my people? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to get this extra? How am I going to get that? Herbal meds, you sure do. You sure do. Get back to the basics. You need all of that. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sleepy and I'm getting ready to go. Did you know that you can build something right now today and get you some extra money? Do you know that you can build something out tonight and then in the next 3 or 4 days have you some extra money? Say the internet don't go down, but all the other stuff go up. That's where they pushing anyway. Everything's going digital. Watch what comes out of this. Just watch what comes out of this, and it's going to devastate. If whatever they playing around with don't get you, then you're not being able to communicate. Your cell phone communications. Why? They don't want us talking to each other. Notice they didn't say the internet, but notice they said cell phone. They don't want us saying, you know what happening over here? Wow, reporting over here with this. No. We just gonna cut the phones. Period. I'm gonna be on this side of the internet straight up. I'm not even worried about what y'all out here doing, baby. When I tell you I'm confiscating, and it's so much that I can. Have y'all heard the parable about Peter? Where the Most High said, look, go ahead and let your net down on this side right now. He was like, I've been out here working all day. I ain't seen nothing. He was like, but you didn't do it when I said it. So do it when I say it. Okay, at your word, at your command, I'll do it. Then it was so much that he didn't have enough room to carry. He needed help. His boats broke. His nets broke. He needed help to carry in the harvest. Do you understand me? I got so much stuff that will help you get in position rapidly. I done came by here and showed y'all how you can take a photo and have you some money. How you can take a photo that you create in 60 seconds or less. You just tell it what you want. You can take a photo. A photo, an image, and put that image on a prayer journal and sell them for $20. That's what I told them to price these at. And have you some money tonight. So what if it's $80? So what if it's $100? That's $80 to $100 that you can have in your bank account to go get some non-perishables, some tuna, some peanut butter, some crackers, whatever, some non-perishable, and then you turn around and make another $100 the next day. Now you can go get you some emergency blankets. You can go get you some water. You can go get you some cases of water. Then you turn around and you do another $100 on the third day. Okay. Now you can go get you some gas for your car. Okay. Simple. And this ain't the only thing. I done came by here and showed y'all many things. Mugs, tumblers, you name it. From an image. You could do $10,000 in the next couple of days. Real talk. And that ain't fake. You just need to know how to do it. You just need to know what to do and how to do it. And I have resources that will help you do it. You need to be on this side. Why? Because that's the instructions that he has given to me as a servant, to me as a leader. Tell my people to get what they need right now, because that system is going to turn on them real soon. And accept you receive a mark and pay homage to what's getting ready to manifest itself. The red heifers, that's prophecy. It said when you see the abomination of desolation sitting in the holy place, declaring himself to be God. That's what this whole third temple is all about. You got to do something. You cannot delay. You cannot procrastinate. I got stuff ranging wherever you are financially. I got stuff ranging from $97 all the way up to $997. It's different things. It just depends on how fast you want to get there. It just depends on how fast you want to get there. You want me to set it up? Then you're going to pay me to set it up. You want me to teach you how to do it? Then you're going to pay me to teach you. There's different price points. But I got something for everybody. Same thing that I'm doing. Same thing that my clients are doing. I got a whole entire funding masterclass. You can call the bank up using the play that I gave you, and call the bank up and run the play and be $15,000 more in the positive, $25,000 more in the positive off a simple phone call and a simple script. Period. You can turn on your computer and run another play and then open up these tabs and then do them all simultaneously and be $75,000 up more. Period. You need to be doing something now. I think my new problem is a new law. There's always a workaround around that, okay? What they want is your beneficiary information. You have 90 days to give that to them, but that you don't need that to start making money. No. You're going to need it eventually. When you get to the LLC, you're going to need it. But I'm talking about making some right now revenue. You don't need that. You don't need that. You do not need that. You need a phone and internet access while you got internet access, and you need the capability to be able to listen and implement. That's it. That's it. Whatever I got is in the description over here, okay? Everything that I got. Everything that I got available for you is in the description. And no, I didn't tell y'all all of this to sell y'all something. This is not a sale. It's a solution. Period. If I say I'm not going down, then I had to make a solution so that I wouldn't go down. I'm here to offer you the solution. I know how you can get to 10K, even if you're allowed to do it in the next 30 days. In 4 days, life as we know it will change. Just remember, Dr. Tawana told you that. Whether you hear or forbear, just remember, Dr. Tawana told you that. In 4 days, we will see with our own eyes. I love you. If I can serve you, look in the comments. Y'all message me or whatever, and I will see you guys soon.